All right, we've got some injury report updates we got to go over on Josh Cuevas and Jam Miller. And it's not looking good for Cuevas and Miller. And Brammer Jammer says he wished that Cuevas could play in this game, though. He's a game changer when he's on the field. Oh, no doubt. He is a X factor. Like,
Yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, like you said, it's not looking good on the part of Josh Cuevas or Jam Miller, particularly Josh Cuevas. Of course, we missed him in the Auburn game. He's been dealing with a lower ankle injury, and it's just not looking good. Kellen DeBoer said on the Crimson Tide, on the SEC coaches telecast yesterday that Josh Cuevas doesn't look like he's going to travel with the team. He doesn't look like he's going to make the trip down to Atlanta, and that's just unfortunate because, like you said, X factor on offense, whether it's blocking up front, whether it's being able to be a safety net for Ty Simpson, being um, a weapon in the red zone. Just missing him on Saturday was a lot because I don't think they completed a pass to a tight end. I know they threw a pass to Marshall Pritchard on Saturday, and it was incomplete. I don't think they really could get that part of their offense going, and I thought they'd played a part in some of their struggles on Saturday. So just unfortunate to see that Josh Cuevas is not going to be suiting up for the Crimson Tide on Saturday in the NCAA championship. And with Jam Miller, it looks like that might be the case with him too. He's also dealing with a lower ankle injury, and uh, we saw him have maybe his best game in the second half of the season. I mean, he started out good in his return after missing the first couple of weeks with a collarbone injury, but he had fell off in the second half of the season, unfortunately, and he had been running hard. I mean, he was their leading rusher up until the point of him getting hurt. He had over 60 yards on the ground rushing, and he was hitting the hole hard. Kellen DeBoer said that was the best he had seen him look in quite some time. So just unfortunate to see that Jam Miller is going to be out just when he was getting his groove back. So but the Crimson Tide have had this next man up mentality all season, and they have the pieces on offense. It's just getting a matter of them to show up and play. But they have the pieces, so I'm confident in that regard. But it's just unfortunate to see those two individuals being out, especially with them being seniors. So sorry to see that.
yeah. And, it's like Rammer Jammer in the chat was saying it's Nets man up. And, we're already out Kevin Riley because he's hurting from that jaw injury against Eastern Illinois. But that's a
Yeah, but
bad.
they still have some other backs like a Daniel Hill. We saw them kind of use some of AK Deer versus Auburn, and they just have another back too. They have Dre Washington, and I don't know if they're going to be using Richard Young or not, but they also have him too. So that they have other capable backs, but it's really just getting those backs, being getting them to play because they've been kind of been going by a running back by committee approach all season, and it's really just who's hot, because Daniel Hill was coming on hot a little bit coming into this game. He didn't get a lot of work this week, and I believe that was just because Jam Miller was having he was just had the hot hand in the running back room. But like I said, they have the pieces. They have the pieces in the running back room to overcome that loss. So it's just about doing it now.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be cool to see Ackland Deer and Daniel Hill, like, just bringing the magic. And just looking at our Nets man up for tight ends, let's go ahead and look at who would be our Nets tight ends, shall we?
Yeah, it's Marshall Pritchard and Caleb Edwards for sure. I mean, they have Danny Lewis, but another a veteran tight end, but he's been hurt a little bit, a lot. I mean, he's been hurt for a majority of this year, to be honest. So, they kind of have to lean on some of the younger pass catchers. And Marshall Pritchard, he's a kid that definitely has the talent to fulfill that void that Josh Clavers has left. Caleb Edwards, he's been more of a serviceable. He's been more serviceable in the pass game this year, but both have caught passes and have blocked. So it's just a matter of doing it. Those are two young kids that haven't been in this moment. Both true freshmen, but they have what it takes. So it's just about Kellen DeBoer and Brian Ellis, the Alabama tight end coach, just coaching those guys up. Because I believe they can do it.
Well, and I'm wondering if we'll see Brody Dalton at any
Oh
point.
yeah, Brody Darden.
Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause-
we could see him. We saw him versus Eastern Illinois. He hadn't got a lot of opportunities here, but when he did get opportunities, he was able to show some of his what he can bring to this Crimson Tide offense. We're talking about a senior. We're talking about I think he's a senior, but he was a transfer from Troy in Alabama. The Sun Belt, Troy. But he was serviceable, and he's a kid that has size and pass catching ability. So we could also see him too. So
oh man, it'll be fun to see what'll happen. Like on our Nets man up, and man, like our lads really needs to update the running back room. Really, they need to update it for sure. It's like good grief. I mean, I know we're not seeing Kevin Riley, but good lord. Oh, so do we, Rammer Jammer. So do we. We're ready to shut them down again. We're ready to shut those Bulldogs down. They've been bad dogs. So we're gonna go teach those Bulldogs to behave like the fight song says. Man.
yeah,
But
but you just look at some of the Alabama and Georgia's some of the history to run it down for some of the fans that don't know. This is the fifth time that Alabama is matching up against Georgia in his SEC championship game since 2018. Alabama is 4-0 versus Georgia, so they do have that. It's a lot of it's just like a psychological thing that they have over Georgia. Kellen DeBoer is 2-0 versus Kirby Smart, and Georgia's 1-7 versus Alabama in the last 9 years, I believe. So um, Alabama has what it takes to win. They are an underdog in this game. I think they're a 6.5 underdog, but Kellen DeBoer has a knack for getting his team to show up in big spots. So I don't expect anything less than that on Saturday, especially them knowing a college football playoff spot is potentially on the line.
well, and we should be able to see Jeremy Bernard. Obviously, like we should see him because we saw him last week,
Yeah,
and
yeah. You keep going, Jake. My bad.
yeah, we should be able to see him like we saw him last week. Go ahead, Travion.
Yeah, we saw him last week, but of course, the passing game isn't what we're accustomed to seeing it be. So I wouldn't really read too much in about his inactivity in the passing game last week because we didn't see anybody much get it going outside of Isaiah Horton. So I'm looking for Jeremy Bernard to be a big X factor in this matchup, as he was in the first matchup versus Georgia in Week 4 in Athens. Um, of course, Ryan Williams, like we said, he has to be also a factor. Jeremy Bernard was a factor. Isaiah Horton was a factor in that game in Week 4. Ryan Williams had his opportunity to be a factor in that game. He had about 40 yards in that game, but of course, I remember the opening play. Ty Simpson took a shot to him in the first game, and we saw him drop the ball. So Alabama has the weapons to beat this Georgia defense. It's just about them doing it. That's the thing I just keep saying. Like I know they can do it. It's just about them doing it. But they have that winning streak over Georgia, and I just hoping that they can keep it going.
Oh yeah, I think we can make that winning streak continue against Georgia. We can definitely do that.